Network creativity sings. Today a special guest. Danielle brings her art, her voice, her story so bright. Share her journey, shining her light. Vision Cast Network, where artists meet. With Danielle Hollobaugh, a treat so sweet. Music and music's a rhythmic beat. In this special episode, our hearts will greet. Please welcome your host, JC, and the talented Danielle Hollobaugh, ready to inspire.
Hello there, everybody. Welcome to another bonus episode on the VC Network. We're known as the Vision Cast Network crew. And before we introduce our guest of honor, who's going to introduce herself momentarily, I want to introduce the original crew. As always, we have our producer extraordinaire, Rachel. Hey, Rachel.
Hey everyone, what's up?
Not much. We got our second in command slash pain in the butt. No, we're just playing with you. But we have one of our favorites, George. Hey, George.
What's up? What's up, everyone?
All right. And
How's
of
it going?
course, we're doing good. We're pumped. And of course, we have the assistant producer who did a darn good job at the last episode last week, which will be published later on. And of course, the one who has booked the interview with our guest of honor, Salvis from Latvia. Hey, Salvis!
Hey, everyone. How are you doing?
Doing super, super good. All right. So we're just very excited. We had so many interviews, but no interview can come close to the one that you're about to hear right now. This person is a actor, singer, and vocalist, and she can act and sing, and she has her own original stuff, which you'll hear later. And she might have some surprises up her sleeve. Ladies and gentlemen, VC listeners, for the very first time here on our podcast, Danielle Hollobaugh is in the house! Woo!
Hi. I love
I had to
that.
do that for all of
That's
my,
like the
all
best
of my,
intro ever.
thank you. I've done that for several other interviews, but I had to do it for you because honestly, we have been chatting, and Salvis also has been chatting and getting to know, just kind of, because you've done like so many interesting things. So why don't we start off by having you introduce yourself to the listeners for those that don't know who you are, and once you're done, then just let me know and we'll move on from there. Just give me your cue when you're done. So Danielle, take it away.
Hi, I'm Danielle. I'm a singer, songwriter, and actor, and I am from Florida, and I am terrible at talking about myself. Hi.
Wow. That's well, for one, you're in Los Angeles now,
Mhm.
and you also have done like several TV slash movie appearances, and you've done, several acting spots, which I checked out your reel, and it's smoking, man. The recordings were just on point on what you're doing as an actress, and you played, such roles as young Sarah, and you played was it the patron? I think is what it was. The patron, I think.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
so.
yeah. You played as the patron in that series, and then you've been on like A Beautiful Liar. There's, there's so many stuff that you have been on, and you also been on the short that Salvis mentioned. What was that name again, Salvis? Could you repeat that? The name of the series? I mean, the short that she was on?
Yeah, so Danielle is a leading star in our short film for Easterseals Disability Film Challenge. All of us, well, maybe Danielle could tell her about her experience filming this short and how she feels.
Oh, it was so much fun. I had a lot of allergies, but I got through it, and I had a great time with Spencer. He let us use his apartment. He was my neurotic scene partner. And then we had a little girl come by, and she was my daughter. So it was really
Aw.
fun. I'd never been in the room with other blind actors before, so getting to do that was a really, really cool experience.
Wow. And what role did you play in that? Um,
I
in that
played Mia. She's like this super uptight lawyer, and
Oh.
she wants everything to go perfect. So yeah.
Aw, that's really cute. I like little characters like that. My niece listens to all types of, shows like Baby Shark and, Bluey and all those other shows, and I didn't even notice, but my uncle's name is Theo Bandit, and her dad's name happens to be Bandit. I'm like, oh wow, that's not my uncle's name. My uncle's name is has the same last name. But that's really interesting that you also, as I have said, you write songs as well. I
Hmm.
checked out most of your songs, and like I said, I've written the review on it, and those songs were like, interesting. I like the shot me down as one. Running is another one.
Awesome.
Faithful is another one, and you're about to have another single drop in a couple of
Hmm.
months, I believe.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for the final music video, and then we'll get rolling on the release.
Nice. All right, so I think
Awesome.
we'll take a question from our panelists.
So you starred in Darman. I love that guy. That guy is the epitome of inspirational. I'd love to be part of his film somehow. That would be like so much fun if he would ever accept me as an actor in one of his films. I've always
Hmm.
wanted to get in touch with him. He's so cool. I love his stuff. What is it like to work with him?
I never actually got to meet him, so it was a really cool experience. I was on set for um I actually did two films with him. The first one I was an extra. I was in a ice cream shop and a like somebody walking by the main character. So I got to be in two different scenes for that. And then for the one that I'm sure you're talking about, I got to work with the crew. It was really cool and kind of like kind of shows how important it is to cast blind actors because when I originally read the script, there were a lot of things like that I needed to correct kind of thing. Like they had me like spilling food all over myself, and I'm like, come on, guys. So,
Yeah.
um, so I get there, and it was the first time I got to play a mom. So I met my daughter, really sweet in real life, but she has to be evil in this like scene. So, it was fun to kind of get to switch it up, and
Yeah.
yeah, it was just really cool because I got to do a lot of blocking things and I got to really explain how things actually work and make this and the director listened to my input a lot when it comes to the writing, so we changed it to make sure it made sense for an actual blind person.
Yeah. I wonder, do they have like open auditions? Because I would love to. That would just be something that I would love.
I not that I know of, they used to submit casting calls through Actors Access, but I have not seen one in a long time, so they might have changed their way of doing things, but yeah, I'm not sure. I can talk to you afterwards about ideas I might have. So
That would be cool. Yeah, I'm not famous, but I do mostly like audio production and voiceover work and stuff. That'd be cool to be a blind actor. That would be so much fun.
Yeah, shoot me an email.
Okay. Anyone else have questions?
I actually do.
Okay, go, George.
Okay.
You said you have a new song coming out. What's it called?
It is called Mess.
Awesome.
Oh.
And how was it inspired?
I'm sorry?
What was it inspired by? What was the inspiration behind the song?
I wrote this song in 2021. It was probably one of the worst years of my life. So I was very mentally drained when I wrote the song. But at the same time, trying to keep going as a singer and actor, like nobody wants to hear about it, that kind of thing. So I sort of wrote about, the song kind of talks about how you're breaking down inside, but you don't want anyone to see it. So you just kind of start to shut the world out.
Yeah, I mean, 2020 was a difficult year for a lot of people as far as,
Oh yeah.
the coronavirus shutdown and stuff.
For me, it was 2020. That was a really terrible.
Yeah, it was a year.
Yeah.
Actually, I actually was going to go here, and then we canceled twice in that year. So I get the why how it was that way. So it's inspirational. You can turn a bad thing into a good song.
Yeah, exactly. It's a really good outlet.
That's interesting how you wrote that song from experience and, listening to the other songs that you've written prior to releasing the upcoming one that's about to drop, Mess. The other ones, like I said, were based on your, life experiences, and artists sit down for hours and hours writing songs that either is based on their own experience in life or their experience that they've had with their family and their friends and vice versa. So looking at from the perspective of your asset of it, the song that you mentioned has, the talks of the world shutting down and you staying strong and staying positive in your own right, and just kind of, you know, taking the toll of, oh, I know that the world is shutting down and stuff like that, but that's not going to stop me from pursuing my dreams and becoming a good actress. This is kind of it's kind of how I would put that. But that's really interesting. Any elements like, I know the lyric concept, but what is the genre based on? It does it have like a rock like musical style on it? Like how what is the upcoming single musical genre will have like any rock or pop or blues elements added?
Yeah, I would say I would call it like a dark pop. So like I've got some rock guitars in there, but it is still in the pop realm. So
Oh, cool. Nice.
yeah.
Nice. Yeah, that's really awesome. Yeah, we would definitely Rachel and George, they're not only a part of our team, but they do a separate show called Music Mayhem, and they would absolutely love to have.
Yeah, I would play songs. You
Yeah.
can get
Totally.
these now.
When it
Totally, we
drops, when
would.
it drops, we'll
We will
definitely.
totally play it.
Yep.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, we'll drop it once
Sorry,
we
just because
once we
I'm
get
the
the.
show. I could run. Hell.
Yeah, and we'll also play it on ours too, because we do a performance segment every
Tuesday, right?
Every other week.
Every other week.
Every other
We
Tuesday.
kind of
Not
fluctuate,
not
though.
every Tuesday.
We just did it this past Tuesday, so not Tuesday coming up,
no.
but the Tuesday
We
after
can
that.
exceptions here and there. Yeah.
So that would be, and well, sometimes we'll play do exceptions, but like
Yeah.
the
You said you
30th will
had
be
someone
our
play this
next.
week anyway, so.
Yeah, the 30th would be our next talent show. So you're welcome to submit songs for that too.
Oh,
And
yeah.
we'd totally play them.
Oh,
Oh, cool.
Definitely.
or just stories about life, or just do whatever you want. It's your body.
Yeah, and you don't have to do just songs. You can do acting. You can do poetry.
Yeah,
You can do
acting
stories
is
that you've
accepted
written.
here. Everything is accepted
Everything
here.
is accepted. Talent is
That's
talent.
really cool.
Yep, we have a lot of fun with it, and even Salvis, when he played the recording that he did last week with the audio UDO. I said audio, but I meant to say Udio.
Udio. That was this Tuesday that he played it. Yeah,
Yeah.
was impressive.
We were
He
stunned.
needs to
We were,
teach
like,
me how to
blown
do it.
away. like my guy, can you like you should definitely, do some more of these fun skits. I mean, like seriously, like because we were laughing all the way to the bank when we heard about it, and I'm like,
I
okay,
didn't
this is
copy that,
not
by the
real
way.
comedy, huh?
I didn't copy that.
Yes,
I didn't copy
yes.
that. You're, you
I'll
sent me
send
that
that.
because
I'll send that to you.
I didn't believe that.
Yes.
Good, good.
That is really
Mhm.
interesting. Like I said, that's the one. Salvis, do you have a question?
Yeah, I think we should let Danielle tell us how she started, what inspired
Yeah.
her to come to music, to acting, show how she became actress, and I guess probably she should tell about her creative writing classes as well.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. So yeah, how about it, Danielle, do you want to share a little bit about, how you got started? Just the premise of how you got
Yeah.
started in this?
So the quick version of it is,
Yeah.
we'll see how good I am at that. I was really lucky to grow up where there was a theater program for kids with disabilities. So, ever since I was 6, I was acting and singing on stage. And my dad runs a karate school, so like he would promote fights, and I would sing like the national anthem at his fights, and then they'd have me do a little song during their intermission. So I kind of got more stage experience that way. And then I started competing. And when I got into my teens, that's when they started really encouraging me to start writing music. And so once songs kind of started coming to me, I got for my 16th birthday, instead of a car, I got a Roland keyboard, which had like more sounds on it than I could have ever imagined at the time. It was crazy. So I started learning how to record little demos on that. And I had my first experiences in the studio, and that kind of really shaped my career going forward because while I still loved singing live, or while I still sang live a lot, I realized the studio was kind of where I really thrive and where I really love to be. So I did some cover bands and stuff while I was still in Florida, but once I moved to LA, I really focused on meeting producers and working working in the studio along with other singers and songwriters. So over the years, I've just really learned a lot. And I gradually shifted toward writing for film and TV. And then on the acting side, I just kind of did plays growing up. I didn't know I wanted to be a serious actor until I was in high school, and then I did my first couple of student films, and I realized I loved being on set just as much as I love being in the studio. So I really pursued that for a while, and then I had some pretty bad experiences. And I ended up quitting acting pretty much right after, right, or not right after, before I moved to Los Angeles. But I moved to Los Angeles because I always had in the back of my mind, like, I don't just want to do music. I want to do both things. But then music kind of took over my life. And then quarantine happened, and it was kind of a blessing in disguise for me because I was working from home with music in Florida, and because I didn't want to spend quarantine in my LA tiny apartment, and I have a home studio in Florida. So I was just kind of bored with a lot of things, and I just saw a posting from an acting coach, and I'm like, let's do it. I need something fun to do again. And once I started doing that, I fell completely back in love. Like, okay, I have to do this. And I just got really hooked up with resources, and I found out about the Easterseals Film Challenge. And I think it really is through them that I started to build a community, and it got to a point where I'm like, now I have people behind me. If I were to ever quit acting again, they would come after me like, what are you doing? So I think I'm in it for the long haul this time. And with music, I've continued writing for TV and film. I also have had a couple jingles air on TV, which is really cool. So
Awesome.
I've kept myself pretty busy.
Wow.
That's fascinating.
Yeah.
Fascinating
And
story.
That was not very short, I'm sorry.
No,
That's
you're
it
fine.
doesn't have to
that's
be
very
short.
great.
Yeah, it doesn't
You're the
have to
guest
be.
of
Yeah.
honor.
You are, yeah.
And
Yeah.
well, this year wasn't your first Easterseals Disability Film Challenge. You had also previous challenges previous years. I think
Mhm.
you had how many yeah movies
Uh,
you made
This
previously?
is my third year and fourth film.
Cool. So
Wow.
if I remember correctly, you made film together with our next week's guest of honor, Ziana, as well.
Yeah, I gotta listen to her. I gotta watch her episode too. That's awesome.
Yep. We'll be doing that one next week, so we'll be following up with her on her side of the picture to find out what's going on in her acting realm. But
Cool.
it's gonna be interesting. We've interviewed everybody under the sun, and thanks to Salvis, we have absolutely knocked it out of the park with yours and Deanna. What was her name again? Um,
Ziana.
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 I keep saying Deanna.
Ziana.
Z. Okay, Ziana.
Ziana.
We're gonna be-
Zulu.
JC shouldn't be doing any more interviews. I should be doing them
Hey.
from now on.
Yeah,
Hey,
tell me,
oh,
tell me.
wow.
He doesn't know what the
Wow.
hell he's doing,
That was
Danielle.
I'm
Uh-oh.
not. Come on.
I'm the producer, yo. I know what I'm doing. I have
What just
experience.
happened? That
This
was really
guy is a
debacle.
doodles.
I'm the podcast. I've made more mistakes than I've ever
Yeah.
could have made on the podcast.
In
But-
fact, that
It's horrible,
song,
it's
Mess, I'm dedicating that to JC because he's a mess.
Okay.
Whoa, buddy, you're stepping the line there. Come on.
Can I do that? Can I do one on my show? On our show? Can I do one on the show, please?
That'd be fun. No, I'm just messing. I'm
That
this
was
is
just
great.
crazy.
This is great to interview you guys. I know Salvis
It
said
was-
something about you possibly needing a movie score for the challenge, but I guess you got that sorted because
Mhm.
I can write movie scores. Like
Oh, you're the
music
friend
for-
he was talking about.
Yes, I am.
That's
My
cool.
name's
Yep.
yeah. I'm the friend he was talking about. I write music too.
Yep.
So,
Nice.
yep,
Yeah, we should definitely connect outside of this because that's awesome.
Yeah, you were telling me.
definitely.
Yep. I have her card, Rachel. So what I can do is after the show is over, I can send you her contact card so that way you
Yeah,
can
that'd be
have it.
great. Then I could send
I
her some
have
of the
it. I
stuff
have her-
I've done.
Yep.
Like,
I
I
have.
have-
Yeah.
I have 2 scores that I made for Halloween.
Mhm.
One
Oh, I
called
love
Final
Halloween.
Warning. One called Final Warning, which drones on an augmented cord, and then one
Ooh.
called Ominous Threat, which that drones
seen
on
those, seen those
a yeah. Final Warning is on an A augmented cord drone, and Ominous Threat is a C full diminished drone.
Nice.
Oh wow.
I love horror. That's awesome.
Yeah,
it's like
horror films.
the scary of horror.
That's
So you studied creative writing. So you are using your knowledge to write songs, or you maybe also write some stories.
Honestly, I just I had a scholarship and I had a free dorm, and that's like mainly why I went to college. And it was just kind of I had to pick a major, so I picked that because in my experience, like my majors originally were vocal performance and acting, double major, but with music comes a lot of music theory classes, very visual, and I was like, I already know what I need to know. Like, I don't want to wake up at 7 a.m. to take music theory classes. So, and then on the acting side of it, it was very theater based, and I was already really gravitating toward screen acting, and theater just takes so much of your time. So I picked a much easier major for a while, but then I got really busy with my band and I left school anyway. So I really only took a couple of creative writing classes, and they were a lot more oriented toward stories and poems, which are kind of songs. They can obviously songs are poems, but yeah, it wasn't what I was looking for. The school I wanted to go to had a film program, and I wanted to take screenwriting, but they didn't have on-campus housing, so I would have had to pay for an apartment, and that was too much. So, yeah, I ended up in college for a while, but it wasn't for me.
No,
Same.
that's fine.
Yeah, college
Of course.
isn't for me either. Yeah, we're just like,
Same
I,
here.
I I went to high school. And I'm like, I'm done. At high school, I'm
Yeah,
like, I'm done.
exactly.
I'm good. I'm good. I can
went to
get
a
new
s-
stuff. I'm ready with it.
Mhm.
I went to a
Mm,
special ed school for people with disabilities, and I did not want to do the college program, so I'm perfectly fine with being in
He's
a
thrown out.
special
He's
ed
just
school.
thrown out.
So,
Mm.
yeah,
Actually, also ABF festival.
yeah, so people usually say that it's quite hard to get around Los Angeles, especially if you're actor, like getting into acting and music.
Mhm.
Um, how do you feel? Is it hard being in blind community and being actor, singer, and trying to catch gigs and all that stuff?
As a singer, I can work from home, and so really I worked with people all over the world, and um, most of the people I work with don't even know about my disability, which is really cool to me. And on the flip side, as an actor, I have to be very upfront about it. So it's much harder to find work. But LA is probably one of the best places to be, just because there is a pretty good disability community there. And where I'm from, Florida, like I've tried to, because I spend a lot of time here, tried to audition for films and stuff like that, but it just it doesn't feel the same when you're not surrounded by other people who understand what you're going through. So I think that's the biggest thing about LA. Like I would never tell somebody to move to LA if they don't already have a resume or agent or something to give them an advantage, because it's such a competitive place. But for me, I love LA so much. Like if I never succeeded at all, um I would still just want to be there, just because I have so much fun there.
wow, that is awesome to hear that you are living your dreams and being the actor and singer-songwriter. And it's not that hard, as I said before. It's not that hard. You have to, like, as the old saying goes, practice makes definite perfect. And I'm currently, for me, taking voice and drum lessons, and I have an upcoming recital in June. So I have to practice real hard on getting the songs right, getting the notes corrected, because everybody tends to make mistakes in life. It's not just you or anyone. I speak for everybody here when I say that, you know, it's, you know, awesome to hear that, but at the same time, you have to practice, and the more you practice, the more better you get with singing and acting, and it's a lot of fun. Above all, it's a lot of fun to do that, and I actually do a little bit of acting. I do the voice of Barney from Barney and Friends, my old TV show from my childhood, and Goofy from Disney. So
Ooh,
I
that's
just
awesome.
Yep. I listen to them, and then when I hear their voices, I'm like, okay, and then I just imitate. So I
Hmm.
basically imitate what they're doing and copy what they're saying and add your own spin to it. I'm like, oh, I could do this. And then, it just adds up. I also found out that you were in a former band called Y41 as well. And that experience was amazing because I saw those videos of you doing Give Me One Reason by Tracy Chapman, I'm Not the Only One by Melissa Etheridge, and a couple of others too. And when I heard those videos, I'm like, Holy mackerel, she can rock out. Like what?
Yeah.
Like how was that experience like with that band? Did you thought that this was actually gonna happen? Because I think when you did that song, "Give Me One Reason," and I think it was only like a clip or something, and then it got cut off. But I think the host that was announcing you was announcing your birthday as well, which was a surprise.
Wow. I totally forgot about that.
Well, you know me, I find videos, and every time I find a video, I'm like, oh, I viewed this on YouTube. I viewed this video on YouTube.
hmm
Because YouTube has
Uh,
everything.
it was a really cool experience. It's kind of why I left college because I started performing with them a lot. We have a road called 41 in my hometown, so the HWY was for Highway 41.
Oh.
And we played all over the place. We even went out of town for some gigs. Um, I kind of knew it was always going to be just like, not just like we were going to be singing in restaurants, bars, at festivals, and that kind of thing. And I just had a lot of fun with it. We sang a couple even of my original stuff, but we also did songs from all sorts of different times and genres. So it was really fun to kind of experiment. And I met some really cool people through that.
Awesome.
Oh,
That's really cool.
nice. Yeah, I used to do that a lot. I used to be in band a lot, and we used to do not out of town per se, but we did like local gigs when I was in the Out of Sight band, which was from the Florida School for the Deaf and Blind. I used to be with the band and they used to perform. We opened up for the ATIA convention in Orlando. We played at
Ooh,
the Music by the Beach concert series, and we even got a chance to play at the Women's Gala, and we played at Creekside Restaurant, which unfortunately that restaurant got shut down. So sadly, that restaurant's not active, but we had a lot of fun playing there. And we did like songs from different genres and different decades, like, the 60s, 70s, 80s, and whatever. And the first time when I went up, I did this was part of the spring concert. God Bless the Broken Road by Rascal Flatts. I did that cover in 2011
Good
live,
song.
and
Good song.
yeah, I
nice.
love that song. And then I also did Soul Man by Sam and Dave, and most of the
Good
covers you
song.
can find on my, yep, you can find all of them on my YouTube page, which you already subscribed to. So yay, you'll be able to see my content whenever it shows up. But that's what I love. I love singing and just getting to know them, know what the songs are and stuff like that. And you also did a cover of a couple of other artists too on your channel. You did like Ava Max, Sweet But Psycho, Stacey Orico. I love Stacey Orico. Oh my gosh, I used to have her album on CD. Oh my gosh.
Me too.
Oh wow, you're in the same boat as me. Yeah, I had her album. It was amazing. I love all her songs like Stuck, Bring Me no, that's
So
Evanescence.
good.
I meant to say what was that song? More to Life, there we go. More to Life. Almost forgot the title. And you did a cover of Strong Enough by Stacey Orico, and that was a really
Yeah,
good
that's so fun to sing.
that was a really good cover. And those covers sounded real good. And a real question to be asked is what equipment did you use prior to going into the studio versus the equipment you have now?
Oh my gosh, that's a great question. So the first couple of demos that I did, um, I knew how to record on my little Roland keyboard. And I had a little tape recorder and I had like my speakers on the floor and I put the tape recorder next to the speakers after I finished the instrumental track. And I laid down on the floor and I would record like myself singing into the microphone as the music's playing next to the speaker. So like it was as
Pretty creative.
inexperienced as you get with producing. And
That was actually it's really cool.
over time I learned I had this store, Sam Ash. This guy that sold me the keyboard, he actually had me come every week and showed me different things. Obviously, like keyboard's not accessible, but back then we still had buttons for everything. So he would just have me memorize, okay, you click the arrow 3 times to get to this, and then push enter. And so he taught me more and more about my keyboard, and eventually I did learn how to do a little bit with my microphone and plug it in there directly. And then I had bought a Zoom recorder, so that was the next step. Record the instrumental, and then I'll record it onto my digital recorder, and then I would just put the headphones in and sing on my microphone. And then fast forward to the pandemic, I found a group for blind producers because to my knowledge, there was no accessible technology. Like everything I thought of, I couldn't find. Actually, no, before that, my producer I normally work with, he taught me a little bit about Ableton. So he made sure all the keyboard shortcuts were set up. So it was kind of the same thing. I had to memorize everything and just hope that I didn't click something wrong, which happened all the time. And then quarantine found this group called Reaper Without Peepers. It's a group for blind users of Reaper, and a whole world was opened up to me. I hired a guy to tutor me, and I learned so much because at that point I was also using Audacity, which is not that accessible to my
Oh yeah,
knowledge
no, it's not. But
either.
Reaper,
I
I
agree.
want to
I
learn
mean,
Reaper.
yeah.
I highly
Definitely
recommend
wanna
that
learn
group.
it.
Logic all
Um,
the way for me. I love Logic. It's the best. I used it to record all
Logic.
my karaoke covers. Yeah, Logic Pro.
Logic Pro.
Yeah.
Logic is good, but it's a lot of money.
Yeah, it's $100. It's $200 actually but I got it with my MacBook Pro purchase when I was required to upgrade when I was I wouldn't say required, but when I was allowed to upgrade, I upgraded to a MacBook, and in the order screen it asks what would you like to have included, and I picked Logic Pro as the bundle, and I bought it with it. So I'm happy with my platform, and as they say, to each their own. So I love my program. It does what it does, and I use it every day, every frequently to record all my covers. And yeah, I heard Reapers Without Peepers. That's a good group, and Scott Chesworth is excellent at what he
he
does
was my
with his
tutor.
tutorials. Oh, get out of here! No it.
Yeah,
Wow, I love. Yeah, well, we'll have. Hey, he's awesome. I love his
he's amazing.
ways on how he records things and lays down tracks, and his tutorials are off the chain. Like, what?
Absolutely.
Oh my gosh. I'm like, how? It's kind of amazing how he puts like fillers, how he finds one take and then shows how to edit another, and it's like, this
Yeah,
never
I'd
ends. Like,
love him to tutor
jeez.
me.
Yeah, he's
Please
not that
tutor me.
expensive either.
Yeah, he's not. Yeah, he's not that expensive. You can
Does
chat
he
with
know
him.
how to work on Mac and PC? Because I have both.
Yep.
I am a PC user. I use JAWS, and I know when he was teaching me, I heard him using JAWS as well. But I don't know. He's very knowledgeable, so I would imagine he could teach him
Well, I
both.
would
But I don't want to
suppose
speak
you
for him,
just
so
do, well, command instead of control. I would
Yeah,
suppose you
Command and
just do
Option
that.
and the other keys are
I
pretty
have
exactly
two
the same.
computers, so.
that's
Yeah,
cool.
he does work with Windows and Mac, Rachel, so you can contact him. He does work with both operating systems, so you can contact him and
Oh,
see
sweet.
what his price
Nice.
is, which is fairly amazing. And it's like, I mean, like I said, technology has been growing, man. Technology is
Mm-hmm.
like the centerpiece. Now with this whole AI chat, we're not going to get into it too much because Apple is about to get into the AI ecosystem, which we will cover in a future VC network episode in
They can
June.
use it. They can use it.
What do you say,
They want to
George?
use it. They have upgrades and stuff. They can use it. They need upgrades and stuff.
Yeah,
Apple's
exactly.
good,
Yeah,
but they
yeah, yeah.
they can improve.
Yeah, that too. I mean,
Exactly, which is why I
yeah,
have an Android phone and not an iPhone right now.
yeah.
I
They
know.
need to seriously take a page out of Google's playbook.
They're going to incorporate the messaging platform that Google uses, but it'll probably have to be on
They should
iOS.
have. They should have a long time ago. They should have met. But
Yeah, but beyond the scope of this interview, as I said before, this is really amazing how technology has come since, recording and you mentioned tape recorders and I'm like, "Oh wow, that took
they're
me
awesome.
back." Like I've had
They're
so
awesome.
many
Yeah,
tape
They're
recorders.
great.
I've done the same thing,
that dates
Danielle.
me.
I've done the same thing. I've recorded several, tapes of me singing, put the
Same.
speakers next to the microphone and started
Same.
belting
Yep,
out.
I had several tape recorders in my time. Now it's all digital. But yep,
Yep, and you
same.
Oh yeah, when
mentioned
I
Well,
was a
to a point, it's digital's good, but still, the old stuff's good also.
Yeah, I kind of miss the tape recorder some. I actually had a dream the other night that I had one, and I was
Oh,
trying to
good
get the
Lord, here's
batteries
again.
to put in right. I was struggling putting the batteries in right. It was weird, but
oh
when
yeah,
I was
geez.
a
I like that.
sorry.
Yeah, and speaking of
Um,
Zoom recorders, we did mention that in the last interview that we interviewed Samuel Green on, we talked about the new Zoom Essential recorders, which are now fully accessible right out of
Oh,
the
yep,
box.
I just got my new Zoom H4, and I'm using it as an audio interface. It's great.
Yep, yep,
really?
yep. I have my Zoom H1E, which is a small form factor of the H4,
Yeah,
but I don't have it as my interface right now. I'm using the
yeah.
Vocaster. But I rotate between the two. One day I use I'll use the Vocaster for one, and then I'll use the Zoom H for the other one
The
and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
I've experienced both the H1 and the H4. The H1 is about the size of a TV remote,
Yep.
and the H4 is about the size of a ham radio or walkie-talkie.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool. Nice.
With extra
I'll check it out in a
inputs.
minute. I'll check out a few.
Yeah, with extra inputs for your microphones, for your existing ones, and I have a bunch of microphones in my mic locker. I have a Shure SM58. I have AKG P420, which Rachel has also, and we're mic
Although mine's gone
collectors.
straight to hell.
Mine still works,
It
so
did.
mine
Yeah,
still
it has
works.
this like high pitch squeak, and then sometimes it I
That's
don't know
weird.
what's up
Humming
with it.
noise on the
On the
circuits.
AKG, yes. Right now I'm using my Shure MV7, which works really well. I like the Shure microphones. I'm gonna be getting the
Although she,
MV7X
yep, she'll be
soon.
upgrading to the MV7X
Cool.
soon when the money kicks in. But I mean, suffice it to
And
say,
needless to say, there you go.
Yeah, there we go.
Gotcha.
Yeah, these recorders are like top notch. You can record like anything. You can even with the 32-bit float that's been added, you don't have to worry about setting the levels or clipping or distorting audio in, environments like if you're at a concert or something and you record a loud band and it gets distorted. And, clipping is bad. It's really bad. Once you record with clipping, there's no way to edit it out. Zero. So it's like that. And another question that I brought up, since no one doesn't have any questions for right now, any blooper experiences, whether acting or singing, have you had any mishaps or bloopers or funny
Oh yeah.
moments or gags?
So many. Actually, last year when I did my disability challenge films, there was so many bloopers that I basically the entire awareness campaign was me posting different bloopers um
Oh,
from the film. There were some from
wow.
this one, but I haven't seen them uploaded where I can like shared with me. But we had a lot, like we had a really good time. So there were a lot of fun moments, and there's a little blooper reel at the end of our film. So that's if you like that
Oh,
kind of thing,
cool.
that's
Nice.
one more reason to check it out.
Oh, cool. Yeah, that's really interesting. Like I said, this is really amazing, and it's so good to like have you on so you can share your experiences on the songs that you released. And like I said, I did check out some of your stuff on SoundCloud. I even played your first album on Apple Music, and I did play them. And when I heard it, I like the running the free to what was that other version? It
Oh
was the
yeah,
faster version.
Love and Me version. That's the
Yes.
first song that I ever got placed in a movie trailer. So
Wow.
Oh, cool.
Oh
Nice.
my gosh. Wow.
Awesome.
Yeah, and it
yeah, if
has
you look
that
up the Spy Cat 2018 trailer, it's in there.
Oh, nice. Yeah, there was this one song in the reel that you posted on your SoundCloud,
Mhm.
and it had like a rock feel to it. I don't know the name of the song, but it had like a rock feel. I think it was the second one that
Oh,
you.
okay, yeah.
Yeah. What was the name
The
of it?
song okay.
Okay. Is that out or is not out yet, or that was unreleased?
It was. I think it's on my SoundCloud still. My EP and album, or I guess not album, I guess you heard that on Apple Music, but the label behind those appears to have shut down, and
Oh,
a
wow.
lot of stuff from that era was pulled from Spotify
Yeah.
That's a hope.
or pulled from like music stores so I don't know where it is, if anywhere anymore.
Oh no. Oh, that was a good one. I heard that and I'm like, oh, that's a good one. And then Shot Me Down had an Imagine Dragons influences, and you said you love Imagine Dragons,
I
and I'm
do,
like,
yeah.
oh my gosh, that is a deep cut between Imagine Dragons and dubstep music meeting
Mhm.
rock. And I'm like, wow, you got influences from almost everybody under the
I
sun. Like
yeah, I
you
love
got
playing around with sound.
yeah, I do too. I mean, I mostly do covers, but for my covers, I usually play around with what song is what song is which, what goes in where. Okay, does this need to be fit? Does this not need to be fit? Can I fit a growl in here? Can I not fit a growl in here? It all depends on what genre you place, what style you kind of go towards the
Hmm.
texture of the song. And if it doesn't fit, then you'll be like, okay, I guess I'll live with it.
Yeah, I think that's why I ultimately gravitated towards singles instead of albums, because I'm so all over the place with genres. Like I just kind of make what comes to me, and that can be anything. So
Oh
it's not very
wow.
That's good.
cohesive.
That's supposed to be though. That's great. Diversity's great.
Yeah, it's really interesting that
The
you
struggle.
recorded a bunch of singles and released
Thanks.
them as multiple singles and you released them and with your next single dropping soon it's gonna be amazing and we can't wait to hear your next single. We'll definitely play it on our podcast for sure. We'll definitely feature
Yeah,
it.
just throw someone in and we'll play it.
Yeah, and they'll
Awesome.
definitely play it. I would have you, do a little sample, but unfortunately, due to original sound not active, it's probably not gonna sound that good.
No,
Unless,
it,
yeah, it won't.
yeah.
It won't. Yeah, it won't. But at least you'll be able to have it, fully played. What do you put in the music videos? For the next question, what kind of graphics you put in the music videos? Could you give like a preview of what this music video will come out for visual folks that would like to, for those that wouldn't be
Yeah, so I'm
ready to
really
see
excited
it.
about this one because I rarely do music videos. And I was pretty much resigned to not do them anymore. I loved making them because at the time I wasn't acting, so I felt like I got to be on set for a day, and that made me so happy. But then last year, someone reached out to me wanting to do a documentary. That project is on hold indefinitely for now, but as a thank you, she offered to do me a music video. I'm like, heck yeah, let's do it. Um, so I rented out a studio in downtown LA, and um, it's very simple. It's basically just got me singing from different angles. I'm looking out the window in a few of the scenes. That's yeah, that's it. We didn't do anything too crazy like in my last one.
And what's your
That
different
was awesome.
attire?
Nice.
Yeah, it's awesome. And what attire do you normally wear for those music video shoots?
I wore a black blazer with a tank top, so something simple. I don't like to go crazy. I'm not like a fashion person really, although it is
Not
fun to
junior.
get like glammed up
Yeah,
and stuff like that.
not everybody is interested in those super expensive attires. Like those music
Hmm.
videos come out expensive. Like I was listening to a couple of I don't know if you heard of this television network called MTV, but
Hmm.
they used to do this thing called making the music video where they bring
I
artists
loved
and
that
they
show.
like yes, they played like clips of them making a music video. I watched like the Backstreet Boys making the
And then you
video.
get to watch the song at the end.
Yes, and you get to
Yes.
watch like, clips of them doing shots in different angles and
Hmm.
I used to have a DVD of the Never Gone album from the Backstreet Boys released in '05 and
Nice.
I was like, okay, it's got a DVD, and then I used to play the making the video of Incomplete over and over and over again and kind of see what the visuals like, what camera they use, what microphones. Like
Hmm.
this is like rather, and I even heard like AJ McLean from the Backstreet Boys do one of his silly gags of James Brown, and I'm like, what? This, this is, that's obviously crazy.
It's
Like
awesome.
these artists, they're really awesome at what they do, but sometimes they just at the end of the day, it's money that needs to
Hmm.
be made. Money, money, money. Money don't grow on trees. That's the old
Yeah,
saying
music
goes.
videos
No,
are
it
very
doesn't.
expensive. So
Yeah,
yeah.
they're very expensive, but I'm glad that you really took the time to share the music video preview. And
Mhm.
do you have any upcoming um songs or acting appearances in the pipeline that you would like to share with us? Any upcoming uh,
Yes, so um music wise, basically that's it. And I'm demoing a jingle right now, so I'm hoping that it will ultimately end up airing at some point. The client
Cool.
likes what I have so far, so crossed fingers. I've never
Nice.
heard of the company, but we'll see. I also the cheerleading season is going to start in a few months. I've been making music for cheerleading teams.
Wow.
And that's all
That's
really
awesome. Nice. Cool.
fancy, fun, positive stuff. And then on the acting side, I am part of an Easterseals Disability Pride campaign, and that's gonna start, I believe, Disability Pride Month's in July, so I'm guessing that's gonna that's when the clips will start coming out. They said they'll let me know. And then I shot a film in North Carolina a couple months ago, and I should be getting the footage for that in the next bit. So we'll see what,
Nice.
if anything, comes of that as well.
Wow. You are traveling a lot. Like
I love
really
traveling, yeah.
traveling. You're a travel girl. You love to
Hmm.
travel and you love to expand the limits on the films that you're making and, music
Hmm.
wise, you're about to, like I said, you're about to drop an upcoming single within the next few months or so, depending on the time frame. But it's really amazing on how the songs that you write are those really inspired in the jingles. I love jingles. I absolutely, I love the jingles so much. I like, radio jingles and TV jingles as well. I used to listen to
Hmm.
it. What's your most iconic jingle that you love to start singing if it gets into your head? I had to ask you that,
Um,
but
I don't know about like that I would just like sing randomly, but I would say my most iconic or the most well known, which I again had never heard of the company, but apparently it's a big thing with the kids now. It's LOL surprise. I sang a jingle for these dolls. I guess it's like a, not slot machine is the wrong word, but a vending machine, and you get different surprises, hence LOL surprise. And mine was Pez themed. And the cool thing about that
Oh, cool.
jingle
Awesome.
was, what was that?
you said cool, that's awesome.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Thank you.
the pet thing's awesome. But yeah,
The cool thing about that jingle was, so first of all, I was literally just casually watching Nickelodeon because in the mornings I want mindless, simple TV. And the jingle just came on and I heard my melody and I was so shocked that I thought they had changed the singer. I was like, oh, cool. I wonder, as I emailed the producer, I was like, hey, who did they end up using for the singing and the voiceover? And he's like, that's you. I'm like, what? No, it's not. I because just like the idea of hearing my voice on the TV was so like What?
I think I heard that jingle. Could you run that by me again? I think I heard it like on a Nickelodeon YouTube video of different commercial breaks, but I
I
cannot
can send
remember.
it to you. I have it.
Are you okay?
Um,
Yeah, send it to me so I can relive it. Because that if I heard your voice and I'm like, if I heard, I'm like, oh, that's the Danielle I've been talking with all this time. Like, what?
mhm.
The proof is in the pudding. Like, oh my goodness.
Yeah, it was
Like,
just crazy because I didn't
wow.
expect to do the voiceover at all. I was just like, okay, I'll just throw this in for fun, and then they ended up actually using it. I'm like, oh my gosh.
You know what would be really cool is if you and Rachel would team up together and
And
do
like do a duet.
y- not
That
only
would be
that,
that'd be fun.
but more along the lines of doing an acting collab together. The both
Who
of you
knows?
guys.
I'm so
Maybe.
down. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
cool.
I did say
Definitely I
that.
want to do a duet with her. That would be awesome. But yeah, I'm
Yeah,
down.
I'm
Yeah,
up for
that
both.
yeah, that would be because we did chat about it a little bit via text and all that. We did chat about it and we did, chat about different songs and um we chatted about different ones. But that's cool that you did that jingle. So yeah, I'll have to listen to it when you send it to me. I'll have to listen to it again and kind of relive it and just listen to how it sounds so you can send it to me when we're offline and we can
Yeah.
chat and stuff. Because it's honestly, like I said, you are amazing at what you do. And like I said, we were so privileged to have you. And when Salvis booked the interview, I was like, wait a minute, is this the Danielle that I used to hear on Nickelodeon or something like that? Because I've heard several other people, but I didn't know who you were until you literally told us that you did a jingle for the company. And it's like, oh, I think I heard that jingle before. But it's good to hear it again, because honestly, like I said, it's if you replay it again the second time or the third time, you'll be like, oh, I get it. I get who she is now. I get who he is now. Because I used to listen to every single commercial from, Bratz to Barbie to My Little
Mhm.
Pony and all those other even uh, Frosted Flakes, um,
Mhm.
Tony the Tiger, and all these other famous cereals, like the Cookie Crisp cereal. I love the Cookie Crisp cereal commercial. It always makes me
Yeah.
laugh every time I hear it. Every time I hear the Cookie Crisp, and then I like start laughing in the back, and I'm like, okay, what are they doing? And then the cookies start coming out of the back. It comes
So
out of the
many of them
bag.
end up being just raps, like rapping,
Oh
basically.
yeah, I remember that. And do you remember the Fruity Pebbles commercial with
Hmm.
the character, with the Barney Stinson character?
Yep.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
those were really interesting. So you did a demo, you did a voice acting reel, which is posted on the website on YouTube and stuff like that. And you played a character in the last clip, and you were talking, I think the guys that were talking were like saying yo and all those other gangster type words. Uh,
Oh, that wasn't normal. That was my normal acting reel. Yeah.
oh, that's what it was. Okay, so I couldn't figure it because I heard the drums and you were like angry or something.
Yeah, that was
You put some good attitude in that acting, I gotta say. You put some attitude in that. Like, seriously though, like if I was in like gosh, if I was in your shoes, that would have been really good. Oh, that was my goofy impression, by
Yes.
the way. That was my goofy impression.
That's awesome.
Thank you. Like I said, I listen to characters and I listen to their voices. Bill Farmer is the originator of Goofy, and he still does it actually. He does it for like the Mickey Mouse Funhouse, House of Mouse. My niece loves those two shows. Um, and it's really uh amazing to hear like different
Yeah.
commercials and stuff like that. But it
Voice
would be
actors
like,
are amazing. I
yeah,
definitely
they're really
look
amazing.
up to them.
Are you thinking of maybe doing another collab with a future voice actor in the future? Um, as opposed to,
She's gonna collab with me, JC.
That,
know
yeah,
that.
that's
Yeah.
that's
There's
I
your
know
answer.
that. I know that.
so I think I definitely overall prioritize being on camera just to kind of to make a statement because I don't know if you guys watched Rugrats back in the day.
Oh yes, forget about it. Rugrats. Oh my gosh, I remember that show. I used to watch that a lot.
The voice of Kimmy is blind, and she said that she got into voice acting because nobody would cast her in plays or on screen things. And I'm like, no. I'm kind of rebellious minded. So it's kind of like
Yeah.
if I'm expected to do something one way, I'm like, I'm not gonna do it.
See, for me, I'd prefer the opposite. I prefer to do the voice stuff. I don't really prefer to
Yeah.
be on camera.
Yeah, no, and that's important. I'm definitely not saying that we shouldn't do voice acting. I'm just saying me personally, like that it's kind of like turn me off to it in a way. And I do still do auditions. Like I did a Barbie audition a month ago. I didn't get it, so that's why I can say it.
Oh.
So I'll like do auditions that I get sent from my agent or things like that. So I'm not totally against it. It's just not something that I'm like going out of my way for. And usually it's just stuff I'll do with my own voice. I don't have the same I used to train for voice acting. So like I know about placing your voice, I know about these different things. I just don't really have the confidence to like actually keep a character. So yeah, if anybody wants just to use my voice for something, heck yeah, let's do it. But
That's really impressive. Yeah, as long as we get
mhm.
the things that we love to do, like acting and stuff like that, or singing, or
Yeah.
whatever the case is. Acting is a lot of just just put your all into it and have a lot of fun. I love doing this for a hobby, and even if it's rather
Mhm.
lengthy, it can be a long, tiring process, but it's really fun to kind of do some acting and doing characters and stuff like that. It's
Mhm.
really fun. And like I said, when I heard your voice acting reel demo, I was like, maybe we can do a skit or something.
I
I
love
love
skits. I
doing.
love sketch comedy.
Oh,
It's so much fun.
yeah, I love doing. My 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 one of the students used to do a skit in at the school, and I used to play drums for one of the skits, and that was a lot of fun. But sadly, we stopped doing it because I had to move on, and they had to move on, and I'm like, all right, I just don't want to do
Ah,
it anymore.
man.
But like I said, I post covers on a frequent basis now, and of course,
Mhm.
doing the podcast with Rachel and George and everyone here. Of course, I like to do that as a sidekick. I do that on a frequent basis, and just kind of have a lot of fun with it, and it's really
Excuse
amazing.
me.
Salvis, you have any other questions or any
No,
comments?
no. Well, yeah. So let me ask this: since AI is trending now, so
Mhm.
what's your thoughts on these AI things as an artist? So we know there's 11 labs where you can clone your voice. There's also voice cloning, websites for singers, and there's
Mhm.
this music sites like Suno and Udio. And do you see them as a threat, or they are like companions for your creativity?
I think it's a really complicated topic. I don't think there's like one solid answer. So for example, when it comes to AI overall, like when I went to North Carolina, I went by myself and AI helped me so much. Like, um, I wanted to see what my thermostat was. I just took a picture of it and then it told me, I went in the bathroom and I took a picture and it told me like where the shampoo and conditioner. So, um, they're like they're like testing AI robotic robot guide dogs now. Like that's
Yeah, they are.
amazing. So on that side of it, I think we don't talk enough about how helpful AI can be to disabled people. And I think that's important for people, especially the people who think AI is a bad thing. Like it's important for them to, kind of look at the nuance because of that. And now on the music and acting side, I mean, I kind of see it as I don't know, the way our world works is frustrating. We have to work to survive. And I think because of that, AI is more of a threat than it could be. I think if we had the freedom to just create, then AI wouldn't be a threat because then when the money motivation is taken out of it, like nothing can take away the fact that I love getting together with my friends and making a film. Nothing can get in the way of the fact that I love getting together with my friends and making beautiful or fun music. So I think that it is definitely a threat in some ways. I've seen amazing harmony generators, and I work as a background vocalist. So, yeah, I think because of the way that our world works, it is like, yeah, I think that's the way I would put it. The way that our world works, it's
Yeah, I
more
agree
of
with you
a
on that
threat
part.
than it should be.
I think it's cool. I don't think it's a threat. I mean,
Mhm.
even though I
I see
have
what you mean
composed,
though, because it takes her your
yeah,
whole, it takes her your whole life, and
yeah,
especially
I
makes
see,
you at work. So,
yeah, I see that.
and it
But I
could.
Mhm.
actually, because I do this creations in my free time, like I create stuff via Suno, and I also play on my keyboard. I think AI is helpful. I don't think it's a threat.
Mhm.
I think
That's
I
both.
also
my
think it's
take.
really
I agree
fun.
with both.
Like,
It is. It's really fun. It's really cool. I think it's very helpful. I mean, my story, Whispers of Freedom, I had AI help me write that because that would have taken
But you
hours
could
to
do that
sit
also.
and type all
You
that.
could do that, couldn't you? You can record your voice also. You can do that too.
Yeah,
So it's
but
like, yeah,
I like AI. I think AI is really great. I think it's very helpful, and I don't think it's a
mhm.
threat
Yeah.
personally. But
I think with
everybody has
moderation,
their
and
own.
moderation is good.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think also that just basically has to do with whether you do it for a living or not. I think for hobbyists, I totally like AI is totally an awesome thing to play with and that kind of thing. But of course, like I worry about people who are trying to make a living and being replaced because like I said, those harmony generators are getting really good. Like you would never know that it was generated. So they're gonna
Yeah.
somebody's trying to save money is going to pick those over a background vocalist. And so in other words, like I see both sides of it.
And it's
That's
kind of fascinating anyway, because I prefer person versus, some generate at first, real person voice versus just, automated voice. Especially with the banks nowadays, or with, like, you call someplace and get automated voice, it doesn't just right. Versus the person you can talk to and they can ask you questions back and forth. So, that part of it also is like, it's good, but it's not perfect.
yeah, that's what I was gonna say too. Because with banks, when you call them, you get an automated system, and even with when you want to check the airline flights or you want to call in to check in
Yeah.
for whatever, you call them and you get generated voices. But now, like you said, AI is fun as well because a lot of folks have used AI for many things like creating stories and creating dramas or creating a song or whatever, and it's really impressive to see that AI is moving and
Not only that, but it
wow.
can create like a really good press release for you if you're gonna release something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
No, it's
Yeah,
kind of good
yeah,
also.
yeah,
Depending
it
on
does
what we
have
use it for.
its
And we shouldn't forget about, I think in Los Angeles there is this robot taxi called Waymo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that which helps to move around.
I was
Yeah.
really excited about that until I looked and apparently it costs more than an Uber.
Oh wow.
No.
Yeah, I was
oh.
like, okay, maybe I can get a cheaper ride to the car rental place and it is nope.
Yeah, I heard about that that thing where you have the car come and you just hit a button on the app and it'll beep to tell you where the ride is, and then you go to it, and then it just drives with someone in the seat just making sure you're okay, which is just fun. I never tried it, but it's really cool to know that there's different things coming up. Even one, I listened to a podcast yesterday from Blind Bargains and this person, JJ Mehta, who you guys have heard on the archive of our podcast. He interviewed a gentleman who was talking about a robot that will help sighted users in navigating, similar to a guide dog. And they showed it at CES this year at the Consumer Electronics Show. They showed it, and they brought the prototype to CSUN, which is the Assistive Technology Conference in Anaheim, and they demonstrated it. And the robot was going like all over the place. It has like a handle where you hold the robot, and then it like guides you, and then it displays the screen on what's in front of you and what's behind you and stuff like that. And I'm like, this is really cool. Like you get to navigate around the environment with that robot, and it's kind of like having a guide dog, except you're not telling the guide dog straight, up, down, left, right. You just move it in a direction, and it uses audible sounds to let you know, hey, this object is right in front of you, watch out, or this object is right behind you, or something to that nature. It's like, it's just it's just incredible to see all these new technology
Yeah.
advancements like this.
At that point, though, why I call it guide AI versus a guide dog? You put it, dogs that work that way, so that's kind of it's. I see it as a catch-22 because then you could become dependent on it. You become well. I'll just let AI do this, so I'll let I versus you do it yourself. That's kind of my point as far as it's good, but you should do things yourself and have
Well, maybe I don't want to anymore. Maybe I want to be lazy
But then
and let
you
AI do it for me.
that's the point. That's the exact point. Is you could be kind of putting AI, you become lazy, and
I'd rather have an AI made.
don't
That would be so cool.
I wouldn't. If I clean it, if I make a mess, I'll clean it up myself. I'm not gonna do some machine clean mess for me.
Yeah.
I still some stuff, yeah, get me wrong, but still, I don't want to take on, over everything.
I think it would be cool
And-
to have
Yeah,
AI
but-
take over.
Yeah, that
No, it
would
wouldn't.
be cool.
It'd be horrible.
But as long as it takes over in a way that it doesn't that lets you do things yourself as well, like it helps
That's
instead of
right.
like
If you don't, if you're so used to that point, I'll have to do it for me. If you get some lazy stuff, then
yeah.
that's
AI
not
is
cool.
the king.
So, and that's
People should learn how. If you want a job so bad, become an AI programmer. There you go.
Yeah,
or
exactly.
an AI.
Yeah, AI. Yeah, AI.
Once the program, then
programmer.
what? Once the program's screwed, then what?
You just get money.
Like the AI dogs.
Money just falls automatically into your pocket just anytime somebody
The hell
buys your
it does.
AI because you programmed it.
Yeah.
No, once they cover you're screwed. So, like the whole dog thing. If you train AI dogs, what's the point of calling AI dog versus calling AI crap versus a trained dog who is actually breathing living and actually can make judgments also.
But then again, if you have an AI dog, you don't have to worry about
Why
your
call
dog getting sick.
Why call
feeding it?
dog then? Yeah, point.
Or feeding it,
Yeah,
or
exactly.
pooping on
Feeding it,
peeing on the
pooping,
carpet.
Yeah.
You
We
wouldn't
do
have
that-
to
you do
worry
that, though.
about putting it down, or
Yep.
it getting attacked like Haley did.
Right.
Yeah,
They
AI
take
guide dogs
jobs
would be
away. My
cool.
point is
Totally
it takes
agree.
jobs away. It takes jobs away. It takes jobs away from
Yeah.
that part though.
We'll just find new jobs, learn how to program it, and voila-di-da. There you go.
What else do you dog for?
AI robots. I mean, AI guide dogs would be cool, but sadly,
I'll say the same will be versus just paying AI. Like let me hear your voice or AI voice up to your voice.
go ahead, Salvis.
I think self-driving cars would be even better than robot guide dogs. But yeah, we asked.
I think both are great.
Yeah.
See, the driving cars itself, I wouldn't necessarily also because there's 8 malfunctions and then you're screwed.
Yeah. So we'll
That'd
definitely
be
get.
kind of interesting.
We'll definitely get self-driving cars in a couple of years.
I
Tesla's
wouldn't use it.
already working on that. Yeah.
I would use them now. Because then again, what do we do? And we just load the car, just take over, and we do nothing. That's kind of, again, it's more.
Maybe that's the point of life.
the
Maybe
point-
the point of life is to relax and enjoy yourself and not have to do hard labor.
Oh, it totally should
No,
be.
it's not. Okay.
You're too
Mario
old-fashioned.
Biden,
If you were my age, you'd love AI.
I'm talking from what?
See, here's the thing. George is the old fart in the group.
Yeah, I'm the youngin. Wait, yeah,
Am I?
yeah, I'm the youngin in the whole.
I don't know who's the youngest out of all of us at this point.
I'm
I think
32, so
Well, the youngest left us, so for reasons we won't
yeah,
get into,
the
but
youngest,
that's
we
neither
won't
here
get
nor
into
there.
that.
I don't
Yeah.
know who's the youngest now, but
I'm gonna be
You
30.
have
Probably
Haley
you,
and
Holy.
probably you.
Alright.
Yep, I'm the youngest. Yep, that's
I
me. So I'm gonna be
think
33.
I'd have
I'm
to
gonna
go
be
through
33 in May. No, in August. Sorry.
in
August.
May, in August,
bad.
you doodles.
Yeah, in
But yeah,
August.
this has been-
Preston's old. That's Preston.
Actually, no, Preston's the youngest. I think he's gonna be turning 30. I think
Oh.
is he turning 30?
There's Preston JC.
Yeah, Preston's the youngest. So yeah, he'll be turning 30. But
Like I said,
anyway,
it's good. AI is good for some stuff. Not like everything. I think
No.
the driving cars, the other cars, the other cars, the half chargers don't work. So
well, I'd rather
that-
get a
that's-
self-driving car than have some drunk person pick me up and God
No, I'm
knows
not
what.
saying don't. I'm saying, but did you know?
Okay.
No, I'm saying, but you have
Yeah.
then you put around business. You put lift out business doing that. So it's not really.
Well, no, you can hire the drivers to
Fuel-
program the
fuel
cars. Bada bing, bada boom, magico.
But then
I-
you hire drivers, the programmers, and the way the drivers look for restaurants to drive.
Learn
you know,
to program,
doing it that
learn
way.
to train, learn to do.
I will say,
stuff.
like,
What
in-
do they do though?
Yeah, figure it out. Life's rough, life's short. Figure it out. Go ahead, Danielle.
Oh, here's a question, guys.
I will say, like, I've had a situation where, by my apartment, like, I want to be dropped off by my stairs so that I know where to go, and so that's always nice to have like a person when I need specific instructions. Hopefully, a car would be easy to program, but and now, thank goodness for Be My Eyes, I could just call somebody if I'm afraid or whatever.
Yeah.
But I've been
Yeah.
in situations before where the person, like, they didn't speak any English, so they didn't understand
Oh,
my
yes.
instructions, and
Oh
that
yes.
was very,
I've
very
been there
scary because
too.
I'm like on the road, not knowing where I am, and yeah.
Yeah, that's very
I
scary.
heard of Be My Eyes. It's a really good program.
Yeah, it is. It's great.
I
Yeah,
have had a
I
couple
use that
times
when I
where nobody picked up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but when it works, it's great.
There have been times when you're
there are
waiting
flaws.
for a while for a volunteer.
Yeah.
Yes, I will admit that. There have been times you wait a while until you get someone. But this has been a really engaging interview for sure.
Well,
I've
yeah,
enjoyed it.
Question for
It's been
Danielle
very-
is how we find her.
Yeah,
How you
how
find
do
her?
we
If you wanna
find
find
you?
Danielle, how
Yeah.
you find her?
Tell us how
we
we find
I was
you.
about to ask you that. How can people find
Yeah,
more
so-
about your music, and if people want to find out when your single drops, how can they be notified about that?
I am most active on Instagram, so my username is Danielle H Music, and that's pretty much my username on all the social medias. But Instagram is where you can find me the most.
Yep, and you have email as well,
Awesome.
which I do have, and I do
Mhm.
have other ways of contacting you outside of here.
Do you YouTube or
Yep, Danielle H Music, same.
Danielle H Music.
awesome?
Yeah,
So
it's
if
all
people
where
find your
you
music,
have
then you
those.
that and YouTube, and awesome.
Yep, that is super exciting, and like I said, we really when we talked when Salvis have reached out to you and got in touch with you to arrange this interview to happen, I figured that I knew that you had an interest in in acting and singing and just meeting people who have the same disabilities as you and just reaching to
Mhm.
higher and greater levels and things like that, and just reaching the boundaries of acting and just kind of have fun with it. And we were so glad to have you, and we hope to have you back. We're definitely gonna have you
Oh, really?
back, and
And
Awesome.
yeah,
you
you
can,
should come for our performance talent shows too.
yeah,
We can
and our
come for
main
Yeah.
any of them.
episode too. You can come for both of them. I mean, I'm
But
sorry you
yeah, you
missed the last
should.
episode last week. I'm sorry that you missed
Well,
it.
it was 2 days ago.
It was 2 days ago.
Jules.
My bad. Yeah, my bad. It was 2 days ago. But she, I
AI take
understand that
over.
you're busy. Hey,
AI
we just do
take
that. We just do that for the fun
so
of it,
far.
Danielle. Just know that we do it for the fun of it because
Nice.
on our show here, unlike other podcasts you've been on, we just have fun with it. So if you hear people like us get all crazy and say fun
You
stuff, we
keep back
just
forth.
give,
Yep.
yeah,
Mhm.
And we
we
have
just
two
give good hells.
versions:
We
the
just give
clean
it good
version
hells.
and the naughty version. So
Oh.
Yeah, the adult rated version,
Big
it's a
bad, yeah,
family,
big
and then
one.
the other one's the family friendly edition, and the one that they call is the After Dark version. So if you want to check them out,
Oh.
we're on every platform. Not on Apple Podcast yet. We're not on there
well,
yet,
we're
but
getting there.
we're
We're
working
getting
on
there.
it. We're working on it. But
Awesome.
for right now, we're on Spotify, Acast, which is our platform that we
Yeah. Acast,
syndicate.
Spotify, Deezer, YouTube, possibly on Amazon. I'm not sure.
If Amazon doesn't
Video.
mess up,
Right.
Mhm.
and we're on other networks too. And like I said, if you want to get the live experience, you can check us out live. What I will do in the future, you do have the Zoom link, so you can just copy it and save it, and it's the same for
Oh,
all
it's the same
future
one.
shows, right, Rachel? Is it
Yep.
just to confirm?
Cool.
Is it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
this is the same. This is the
Yep.
same link for our show. Yeah.
Yep, it's the same one. So if you just
Okay.
point your browser to it, you just go there. I usually send it out sometimes if sometimes people forget that the link's buried in their messages. I
Mhm.
usually send the link to whoever wants to have it and they want to save it. And we also have a phone number for the Zoom line if you want to call in, if your connection is kind of spotty or if you're on the road doing something, you can call the Zoom line. And Rachel, could you hand the Zoom
Actually,
number?
can you turn the way
It's
or they
it's
kind
I'll
back
tell
and
him.
forth.
I'll tell him,
Okay, yeah,
George. It's 513-450-5340.
yep, that's the number that you can
Cool.
call to have access to our Zoom line, and it's used primarily for people who have spotty connection problems, or if they're on the road, or sometimes,
What's
we
your
have
cause?
some. Yeah, just normal for people, but normally people call. Normally people come in on the regular Zoom participants list and just stay there and just and you don't have to stay for the whole show. You can, if you want to duck out, you're more than welcome to because this is a free zone for everybody. And I understand a lot of people have busy schedules, and I know for you, you're a busy individual because you have, people to speak with on, acting and upcoming commercials and upcoming things like that. And we all have busy lives around these parts, apart from podcasting. I do, things like go to the gym, I have voice lessons and drum lessons on Tuesdays and all that, yada yada yada. So basically, just come and go if you like, basically. If you want to stay, you can stay for the performances. If you want to duck out and leave, you can too. It's
Yep,
everybody's welcome
we
here. We're
welcome
not excluding
everybody.
anyone. Yeah,
Nope.
everybody's included here. We're not excluding anyone. It's all fun and no drama on the show ever. We don't do any drama on the show. We just have a good time. We let our hair down. And some people have a tendency to perform. Well, we used to have people perform live, but now everything is pre-recorded. So if you have a song,
Well, we
Sometimes
can
we
though.
do. I did
sometimes,
perform a little bit live yesterday, a little bit.
yeah,
I
Yeah.
it
sang
was,
a little
yeah,
bit, but
yeah, it was,
but
it was
yeah,
a bit live.
this has been fun. This has
Yep.
definitely been fun.
Mhm.
Yep, it's been a lot of fun, Daniel. So what we're gonna do is I got your info now. So I'll send Rachel your info, and then if you have a song that you've recorded, you can email it to
She can send
me.
it to
You can send
me.
it to me. Oh, it's a,
She could
well,
send it to me if she wants, or you.
yeah,
I'm gonna put it because I have a
And
folder in
actually,
Dropbox.
I get her songs on email so if she wants, if she's okay
Yeah,
with
so
that.
send them to me and I'll put them in.
yeah,
I'll put them in the Dropbox.
yeah. Because
Okay,
normally,
Yeah,
cool.
she's
normally
okay. She
whatever
wants her
perform,
songs here, of course.
yeah,
Yeah,
normally
just
the
send me an email so
performance.
I have your
Yep.
email, then I'll.
Well, I'll be in touch soon. JC, make sure you send it to me, okay?
I will definitely do it. Yeah. No, but normally whenever someone sends performances, they send it to me, and I send it to the vice president who's not here of the podcast. His
Mhm.
name is Preston Gaylor. He's not here with us sadly, but I do send it to him, and he puts it in the Dropbox. But since I'll be sending Rachel's contact card,
Yeah.
since I'll be sending it to Rachel,
Yeah,
then
we have a
send it to
Dropbox. I
her,
put it
and
in the
then
Dropbox,
she'll put it
so
in the Dropbox, and then for the next
then
performance
we'll
show,
play
you'll
it
be
for the
able to
show.
Yep, we'll be able to, and you'll be featured for the first time ever. You have not been featured on our show ever, so this will be the first time that, and the listeners will get a preview of the next, a full preview of the next single in full when it drops. Which we're so looking forward to having the song played and have a lot of people's reaction to it. And
Cool.
who knows, maybe if you're up for it in the future, maybe you can perform one of your songs live, your song mess live. You can do it live for us and do
Yeah,
an
if she
unplugged
wants to.
version if you want to.
Nice.
All right.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, thank
I'll
you,
tell you what, if we get
Danielle.
songs,
I know that,
if we
huh?
get songs this week, I'll put next week. If we get songs this week, I'll put it in next week. That means Graham. If she wants that, if she wants that,
Yeah,
it'll
we
be
can
next
do
week.
that if you
Graham.
want.
What was he saying? What did George
Yeah, we
say?
could put it in Music Mayhem. Well, she did say
Oh
she would
yeah,
appreciate
And
us
next week,
playing.
next week.
Yeah.
yeah.
Cool.
So yeah, that would be
All
pretty
right.
cool. But thank you so much,
Thank you so
Danielle.
much for
I
your
know
time,
that.
Danielle.
Yeah,
Yes, I
thanks for
know
having
it's
Nice to
me.
meet you.
Yeah, and the fact that it was at the time of this recording, it's actually 11 a.m. over there in California where she is located. So,
Actually, almost 11:30 now.
oh, 11:30.
Actually,
Okay, my bad. Yes, 11:30. I love having my team correct me on this, especially when I become a fun doodle. Uh, um, anyway, yeah, so it's actually after 11:30. So I thank you for like taking this hour to kind of hang out with us and to chat about your music and your acting with the Easterseals disabilities and all that. And hopefully, like I said, you're more than welcome to come back and do feel free and let us know when we get when the video is released and let us know when the single drops.
Awesome. Thanks
He's
for having
awesome.
me.
No problem, Danielle. And like I said, I have your info. I'll be sure to send it to Rachel, and hopefully you'll come on to the main show next week.
Perfect.
All right. Well, thanks,
Awesome. Sounds good.
Danielle.
Thank
Thanks so
you.
much.
thanks, Danielle. Have a good one.
You too.
Be safe.
Well, that about does it, folks, for this edition of Vision of the VC Network. I do want to thank all my team members. This has been such a fun interview, and if you thought that was cool, wait till you hear next week's interview because we're going to continue the acting saga, the stories behind the actors. You heard from one actor, but you're going to hear from another one next week. Ziana Rodriguez will be joining us virtually in the studio. We're just looking forward to having our conversation with her, chatting about her side of the story, how her acting has been, and what she is doing on the front lines, and that sort of thing. And we've had so much fun with interviewing as many as we can. Thank you again to Salvis for arranging the interviews with us, and there'll be more coming down the pipeline on my end. I'm going to probably talk with some church folks. I'm actually going to be meeting up with one of my church friends soon who has a YouTube channel, and I'm going to see if we would be willing to get her on the show soon. I'm slowly getting people whenever they have a free schedule to chat with us and talk about what they're doing and stuff like that. So it's both sides of the platform. So we're getting people on Salvis's end and also on my end as well. So we're both working together, and that's what our team is all about. We love working together and doing that. So apart from the interview, next week as normal will be our main episode, and we are back to our normal not a performance segment because that will happen the week after. Almost said the weekend after, but I meant to say the week after will be our performance segment, and then next week will be our regular show with randomness. And again, thank you to Salvis for not only arranging the interview, but also for putting a good job in the descriptions of each of the episodes and providing an outline to the episode transcript. And, if people want to view the past episode transcripts, you can go to visioncast.network. That's visioncast.network, and it's all one word on each of them. And when you go there, the first heading that you'll see is the last episode that got posted. So by the time you listen to this recording, the main episode should be dropping by now. But if you are listening to it later, you should probably read the transcript and outline of what happened in the episode. And I'm looking forward to reading the transcripts when they come in. So, do you guys have any last comments before we end here?
Nope,
Not
we're good.
really.
I'm good.
We're good.
No? All right. Well,
All
thank you
right.
guys for joining us, and we will see you all next week for our main episode. Following shortly after, another interview with Ziana Rodriguez. So stay tuned for that next week. But until we meet again, this is JC, your podcast president, along with Salvis, George, and the crew, saying keep technology alive, let your talent shine, and one more.
Doodles.
Yes, Doodles spilled
Spilled the milk.
the milk.
Mama Jill. Not yet, Jill.
Alright guys, see y'all next week.
See you next week.